more changes. Oh look, shave pool! Hello, Internet! The conclusion of what I'm going to lovingly call our apocalypse. I mean, think about it. You had Mad Fallout, Max, and FNAF. Yep, 3 games symbolizing the fall of rational. Just in case you've been living deep underground in bombshell for the past month and a half, as part of a series of cold scientific heart sizes that day, probably through reacts more than love, when it announced that Yep, Fallout 4 is an own real game announcement. Take that, vague king. But for one gamer out there, this was super exciting. It was apocalypse. Sort of. In case you've never done yourself a favor and played the Fallout 4, the games take place in an alternate apocalypse. Among other things, wheels never really ended. Everyone is afraid of getting invaded by, and in 2020s takes place, which wipes out deadly monsters, and instead of printed money, zombies live in small communities that dot the radioactive wasteland. And instead of printed money, people have taken to using discarded. Knowing this, a little over a month ago, a clever Fallout Gator Machete Senior imager, so as not to get him confused with Gator Machete Jr. on sent his collection of bottle caps, a whopping 2 taps, aka 11 taps, aka the remnants for using the franchises. Shortly thereafter, employee Matt Grandstaff confirmed that Seth would indeed be receiving a copy. Wheels in my head turning a bit. Just how much are bottle caps from the Fallout Earth in real world US dollars? And how many of those bottle caps would it take to actually reach the real world monetary value of a brand new copy of Fallout 4, aka $59.90 plus tax, with exclusive in-store pre-order bonuses like Dirty Brown Skin 1, Dirty Brown Skin 1, useless rifle that you'll feel compelled to keep, guns, an exclusive pre-order in-store bonus, and your own real-world Pip-Boy. Okay, now that last one is actually pretty cool. So saddle up, strap on your bunny and armor, and grab your laser Tommy guns, because now I'm going to use my patented version of Mind Caps to walk you through exactly how we're gonna figure this out. To understand behind Bob Cash, you first have to understand how currencies work. And when you think of money, you probably think of pills. You probably think of bills and coins as having worth. But a bottle cap? It seems absurd, right? But really it's not. That piece of paper you hold in your hand is just as meaningless as a bottle cap. They're both useless. Dealers were using Tide detergent as an acceptable payment for gold. Seriously, laundry, the stuff that gets your whites, was the go-to currency for your beans that fix. Brings new meaning to the term money laundering. Am I right? Alright. Or think about the classic example of cigarettes having value in bank. Currency is merely an agreement that some object, like a bottle cap or jug of Tide, or a set of objects, like a brick of gold, has value. Historically, these items were really just kind of the bill that you held in your hand was backed by something. It represented some amount of a more valuable resource. Walk into the bank, hand over your money, and theoretically you could walk out with your rightful amount of currency is silver and gold, which, it's also worth pointing out, are 2 metals that again are only valuable because they have value. Seriously, what are you really going to do with a big brick of gold? Bludge someone with it? Bank stop? Bicep? Today, though, most money is what's known as fiat money. No, not the savings that you've put away for your fans. It's money that's backed by anything. In the foreign games, this isn't a problem because bottle caps are water is the valuable resource in the post-apocalypse. Why bottle caps? Well, the reasoning behind bottle caps was that they're possible to counter. No bottle cap factories existed after the world ended. That also means that they're in limited supply, which preserves their value against inflation. A huge issue we discussed during our Economics of World of Warcraft episode. So what is the value of a bottle? Well, since we can't put a firm price on the value of water in the Fallout universe, we have to compare them to something that's generally considered to be a valuable resource across all of history, the aforementioned and water. In the Fallout New Vegas add-on Dead Americans, you can collect 37 water during the heist of the Sen mission. Each one can be sold at an optimum value of $10,000. This also tells us that gold is a not good standard to compare against because this is one of the highest valued items in the game, meaning that even in the post-apocalypse, gold is still something that people value. Now, the carry weight of each of these bars is 60-90 pounds, not ounces like Americans beans, that being 999.9, telling us that this is a pure chunk of 24 karat gold. Dollars. 1960-19. More specifically, January 3rd. So, armed with a date, some gold, and a fistful of bottle caps, we can finally reach our wheels. Surprisingly expensive. You technically overpaid by 3,000. Hope you get plenty of play hours out of that one. In the words of an old-timey person from 1961, hosed. At those prices, each individual bottle cap would be worth $2. You practically could have bought the full Pip-Boy edition with 200 measly caps. But by handing over all 240 of the bottle caps in your collection, in the world of Fallout, you actually paid, get this, $2. Hopefully Bethesda throws in some DD for you, buddy. Seriously, for that price you could have bought something useful, like app.